con was this?
This was the toy. By the way, this is about a week after we went to the toy show. If you made it this far, we're going to show you the haul.
Yeah.
That was the toy show in Taylor, Michigan.
Taylor.
And what'd you think about it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the price. The price was great. What did it cost us to get in? Just a few bucks, right?
It was like $3 to get in.
Why can't all Comic Cons be $3 per person?
I mean, it was nice. And they had probably, I would say, maybe 40 tables.
Yeah.
You know? And
yep. It wasn't like all out. There wasn't people walking around. It's not your normal big Comic Con where everybody's dressed up, walking around in huge suits. It's honestly, to me, it was just kind of like straight to the point.
Well, that's the thing. This was like the Comic Cons. They do all kinds of other stuff. This was strictly toys.
Yeah.
You know, and this was my first one going to this, and I enjoyed it.
It was just a toy con, right?
It
wasn't
toy.
a Comic Con.
It wasn't even a con. It was just a toy show.
Just toy show.
Yeah.
Toy show. That's it.
Yeah,
yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again for sure. I want to find out some other ones that are around the area and all that. Yeah. But I had a good time.
The only other toy show I went to, because this was technically like our first toy show
together. Yeah. Yes, you did go to another one.
Yeah, and that one was kind of a dud. It was still cool. I liked everybody's booths, but there was probably only little over a dozen booths, so it was small.
That was a flea market one, wasn't it?
Flea market.
That was in Waterford, but yeah,
but it was a toy show.
Yeah, but yeah, again, I definitely would go back. This one was really cool. The people there were great, and we learned a lot of stuff too. To be honest with you, that's one thing that's cool. You know, going around and talking to these vendors, there's things that I didn't know about. But yeah, it was great. And we did pick up some stuff.
Yep.
And
as always,
we always
pick up something.
Yep.
Typically, I pick up more though. This time,
do.
You were the heavy hitter this time.
Well, and then one of the reasons that this was more me though was because I'm getting more to the retro, the 80s, and it was very retro-esque cool. At this one, and I loved it. Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? I did pick up. Honestly, I did have some modern stuff that I picked up, and I'll start off right now to show you a couple here. As you can see, we talked to a guy.
Let's talk Legos.
So, these here, there was a guy that had these minifigs.
So, mind you, whenever we go to these cons, Matt and I always see these Legos.
Mm-hmm.
Matt and I are probably, we don't know a whole lot about Legos.
Nope.
But we always look at them, and they always kind of like pique our interest because we're always like, oh, look at the detail of these Legos. Look how cool these are. And the gentleman at this booth, I wish we had the name of the booth.
I know, he was such a nice guy.
If we can find it, we'll tag it in the video.
Yeah.
But anyways, he was really informative, real nice guy, and he was talking to us about these Legos.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead and kind of
tell
him, Matt.
This is what we found out was, and I didn't know this because, again, like Johnny's saying, I'm not a Lego kind of guy, right? I do have some Legos, which I love, but these minifigs, I didn't know. When you find some like this, they're all custom.
Yes.
They are all custom.
Custom.
Yep. And I didn't know that because this guy had 1 million of them. You saw in the video. If you made it this far, you saw earlier.
And so correct me if I'm wrong, they're not technically Lego.
No.
Because Lego's the brand. These are Legos as we all know it, but they're not technically brand Lego.
Yes. And they're super cool. I mean, if you look at just a little claw and everything on there.
So neat. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We got to focus.
Yep.
So, as you can see, this is Freddy.
That's
very
super
neat.
Cool.
And then here's Alien, or technically a Xenomorph, right?
Yep.
Yeah, look at how neat he is.
Yep. Oh, let's get
so it can focus.
Yeah.
There
you go. Yeah, this kind of goes along with, I do have like a horror collection for NECA and all that, and these would be the only ones that I actually would get. They had a Jason, but I guess he sold it earlier. But this guy had a great deal on him. It was like 3 for $10. And I was like, you know what? This guy's giving us a lot of information, and he's had some cool stuff. Might as well pick up some, Yeah. Super cool. Super nice guy, man.
Mike Myers.
Yep.
Yeah, this is cool. I know everybody usually gets the Mike Myers and Jason.
Yeah.
Jason, they usually get them wrong.
But he had everything, man. Gremlins.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm not, like I said, like we were kind of saying, we're not really big into the Legos. We don't usually, this focus?
There you go.
We're not really big into the Legos. I don't really have any collection of Legos other than what I had when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, you don't have any Legos really, do you?
Actually,
oh no, you guys have been collecting some Legos.
But I did grab. So I have. Real quick, sorry about this, guys. I do have. So I got this set.
Oh, yeah, this is cool.
From my daughters for Father's Day. Super cool girls, just to go out and they bought this with their own money. We built it together.
It's a Groot Venom mash.
Groot and Venom mash. And right now I think I have the mash, but you could do, Venom all by himself too.
Can you do Groot?
Nope, you can only do Venom.
Just Venom.
But it's super cool. But my buddy from Brazil came over and bought me this.
Oh wow!
And I haven't even opened it, and I don't think I'm going to because I didn't know these are like $80. These are worth some.
Well, that's the Lego brand itself. Lego's just expensive, always has been, and I feel like at this rate, it's just always gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, they're super cool. Right now, I mean, maybe when I get get a bunch of new cabinets, maybe I'll do it. But right now, I mean, I really these. I don't know if I'll keep it for later or use it for trade bait later. Sell it. I don't know, but my friend got me this, and that's sentimental value. So right now I'm just holding on to it just because it was super nice of them. So
that's awesome.
And then we moved on, and one of the next things I bought, and I'm because I'm doing the retro kind of stuff, I was like, all right, I'll grab one of these. This isn't retro per se.
But it's made to be retro.
It is the retro packaging. It's the Mandalorian Boba Fett.
Yeah. Who makes this, Matt?
This is Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Yeah.
Hasbro's. They're doing awesome.
Kenner Hasbro, man. Yeah, these
always has been.
Yeah, these are they're great. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah. I don't, because there's so much.
It's a hole, and you'll go down it.
And I think though, once I start getting some of my stuff checked off, I think I'm gonna probably one thing I do want to get is from the 1980s or late 70s, early 80s. I want to get a speeder bike with a Luke. Oh, and cool. If I get one of those, that's all I need for Star Wars. Yeah. I just think those are super cool. But I'm not trying to go. I mean, I see. But
then you got Luke. Then you got then you're gonna need Vader.
Yeah, I don't
know.
Then
you're gonna need Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go that route. I mean, that's
gonna happen. That's how collectors. That's what happens.
We'll see, because once I get my checklist, I mean, I'm still into the horror stuff though, man. Yeah, NECA keeps coming out with these horror figures that I really want to get. Yeah. But
and Matt, you're big 80s horror.
Yeah, well,
that's your favorite. Right?
I really do. I mean, that's what I really like. And even earlier than that, that's another thing too. Is Johnny, you've gotten into the NECAs where you have the old school monster.
Yes.
Universals. Those are super cool. And again, once Johnny gets his stuff set up, we have to have a room tour, because the stuff he has, the caliber of stuff that he has is amazing.
It's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, the amount of stuff he has. So then, real quick, we went to a guy that had, it's 80s-esque, but this is not actual 80s. If you look at these are the Garbage Pail Kids here.
Cabbage Patch.
So these here are actually from 2020. These are like a 35th anniversary. This one is Mutant Matt Matt.
So real quick, for those who don't know about these guys, tell them a little bit about the Garbage Pail. They ripped off Cabbage Patch. Right?
Yes, they actually back in the day, they came out. Topps came out with these, if I'm not mistaken, and they ended up getting sued because they looked too much like Cabbage Patch.
Yeah.
But
you could tell what they were doing.
Oh yeah,
and they were just pretty much just trying to spoof them off.
Yeah. They're pretty. I mean, even still, I mean, they changed
was like
them.
Mad Magazine. I mean, it was.
They changed them. Get there. Here we go. Yep. They changed them, but this one says Fallen Angel. I'm trying to get everyone in my family.
I didn't know this, but they have names on them. Matt was telling me.
Yep.
And because I don't really know much about these Garbage Pail Kids, but they have names, and you can pretty much find anybody in your family that's got a name. They've made a Garbage Pail Kid of them.
And if you don't know about these, so basically everyone comes with. There's 2 cards that look the same, right? They have different names. So, like this one there would be another name. So for the collection, there's always 2 for each picture. So I picked up these 2 just because they had Angels, which is one of my daughter's names, and my name. And then I actually, so those are from 2020. These ones now, these are the kind that I was looking for. If you look at this one here, this is Matt Rat. This is actually from, sorry about the glare. This is from Series 2. So I had this as a kid. I remember going to the store down to 7-Eleven and spending all my money. I had probably like $2 or $3, and they were 25 cents a pack. And I pulled this one in one of my first packs, and I was hooked.
So what? Do you still have it?
No.
So you lost it at some point.
Yeah, but they would not be in this condition because I had a rubber band around them. You know, I mean,
Okay,
it was
got it.
I wasn't thinking. But this one here, this is a awesome one. This is from the first series. And when I started collecting these, this series 1 had already gone out, and these were already like hard to find. So a gentleman there had one, gave me a good deal on it, and I was like, all right.
And he was really like he was friendly, knowledgeable.
Yeah,
I learned a ton about these things. There's borders, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
special garbage pail kids. They have borders around them.
Yep.
Which are like limited series.
Yep.
Right?
So, like Johnny's saying, if you look at this border, see at the top, there's some that are actually cut diagonally, and they're not correct, right? They're not straight across. Those are worth some big bucks. I was just
abnormal, right?
Yep, and I was just looking this up. So yeah.
And then there's also like the red borders.
Mm-hmm.
Those, and then there's the gold ones, right?
Yes, there's a bunch. See, that's the thing with these cards.
And they only make like 500 or something of the gold.
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that, but I remember he was telling us, and it was just like, wow, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was something else, man, to learn about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then from the same guy, I picked up. So this is from the 90s. I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but this is what we call a monster in my pocket. It came out in the 90s.
Spin it a little bit.
And so if you look, I mean, it's hard to see, but the detail on this thing is pretty awesome. So what these are, they're just little rubber figures, you know, and they used to, I don't know if anybody knows, but Muscle Men came out.
This is 80s, right?
Well, Muscle Men came out in the 80s. These came out, if I'm not mistaken, in the 90s, and or late 80s. And these are just kind of a spin-off of Muscle Men. And I had to get at least one because these things are so cool.
Yeah, those are cool.
They're super cool. They're all different colors and all that. And I mean, it was just hey, might as well get one because I got some Battle Beast, the small figures. I got some Muscle Men, and having a monster in my pocket kind of goes with the 80s theme.
It's like a little zombie holding an axe.
It is. And they have just so many of them. Like, you can find them carded, and they're not that bad, So if I come across some carded ones, I might pick them up.
What did you call them? Carded?
Carded, like they're still in the box.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty sweet.
These are cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. It's hard to see the detail, but that thing they're so detailed. Yeah.
It's neat.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if you could paint them. I'm sure there's people.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
People paint them. Yeah. You know how they do that?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's all it is rubber. I mean, it's just hard rubber. But and so I came across. This is one more.
Battle Cat.
This is Battle Cat. This is an original 1981 Battle Cat. It is complete. The only issue that I have is there's a little bit of someone chewed on it a little bit. But you know what?
wait, where's
right there, right at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, it was. I think he had a sale going on, and I only got it for I think $20. And I was like, all right, because it's going to be part of my 80s. I'm gonna get a He-Man. I want to get a Skeletor, and Skeletor has one called Panther, and he's flocked and purple and beautiful. So I want to get. That's all I want to get. So this is the beginning. Want to get
the same from the 80s, 81.
Oh yes. There's
the rider too that fits on it.
That's I need to get the He-Man.
Yeah.
Now
this is the collectors. This is the conundrum you find.
This is now I'm not, see this is what I'm on the hunt for is this kind of retro stuff, right? And this guy had it, and said it was complete. It's in pretty daggum good condition. Even the face paint on there, the teeth, not too much wear on there. It looks pretty good. So I think it's a score, man.
I like how you could take off the helmet.
Yes, because
as a kid, that's essential. You want to have everything kind of detached.
Do you know about him, man?
Yeah, a little bit.
So when he is not Battle Cat,
what's his name when he's not
Cringe?
Cringe is the
so
name.
when you take off all this stuff, he's supposed to be Cringe.
Got it.
But they've made an updated version where he's actually Cringe. He's a smaller cat,
he's
fraidy
not
cat.
so beefed up.
Yeah. So this is I really am happy about this. The gentleman that gave me this deal was fantastic, and so now I'm on the look for a He-Man. And the thing is, I'm not trying to get all of them. I just want to get Skeletor, which I know it's going to be some money. He-Man, which I know, money, probably $40-$50. I'm hoping I can find a loose one. But yeah. So
yeah, that's our thing too. Well, actually, I guess not all of yours, right?
not all of them are, but
I
yeah.
like everything loose. Because I'm gonna take it out of the package anyways. I'm gonna display it. I'm gonna be able to, model it however I want to model it. Got a kid. I want her to play with it.
Yeah.
It's a toy.
It is a toy. But you know what? Should be some playability. I get it. But when I also have stuff that are loose in a cabinet, I don't want them touching it. Yeah. That's why they're in the cabinet. I understand the collective. Yeah.
I get it.
There's just some things, but I have some extra stuff that I let the kids play with. Like it's fine. But yeah, I would rather have it loose because a lot of it I like to pose. I like there's just something that comes with it being loose.
There is.
And honestly, like, so here's the next thing. This is the last. These are like, I actually got a really good deal. So
these are cool.
So in the 90s, they had Street Sharks. And I was looking for Street Sharks, and they didn't have them.
For those who know.
But they had, these are the new release Street Sharks.
Just like the TV series.
They do. And the thing that's different, they're very articulate now. Before, I think they were like maybe 5 or 6 points. Because they had, they had a feature or whatever.
Is that considered a point, opening the mouth?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I wouldn't consider it, but I wonder if they
play action. I guess we'll just call it like a play action, right? But I got Ripster. I absolutely love these things. I mean, these are. I don't know if I'm gonna take them out of the box or not because they just look so cool.
They're so ridiculous.
They are ridiculous.
They're like giant muscle-bound sharks that they're all beefed up.
Yeah,
total Rambo Schwarzenegger days.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people out there have seen these, but if not, this is what they are. So back in the 90s, they had a cartoon, all this, and it's a really, really cool. I was looking. I'll probably still look for an original, but I mean these play actions. This thing has a drill that goes on its nose. I mean, they're super cool. Like I said, until I get more cabinets and
this
stuff.
This is the main villain, correct?
No, actually, he's not. He's one of the henchmen.
Okay. Who's the main villain?
I don't even know. Oh, this guy right here. So, right there.
Oh, okay.
And it's
an actual guy.
Yeah, he's an actual guy. The guy in the yellow over here, if I'm not mistaken, is the main henchman. I'm not fully 100%.
I kind of remember the show, but not really.
It was like at the end of when I was starting to, not get into toys as much, but I remember seeing them and thought they were just so dadgum cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But, so I bought these. I got these on a great deal. I only spent like $65 this whole time. And if you look at the prices on these things, I mean, I talked to the guys, and they gave me deals on all this stuff.
Nice.
So I cannot complain about this toy show. It was amazing,
Yeah, that's the cool thing too, is with a lot of the toy shows, these guys, this is what they do for a living. Wheel and deal. It's just fun. To me, it's different than just going to Walmart. Yeah. It's a set price. This is what you pay. You order direct from online. This is 100%. This is what you're paying. Yeah. It's just fun to talk with these guys, negotiate price a little bit.
Yep. Yeah.
And sometimes they have the price so good, it's like, there's no need to negotiate. You just grab it and you're like, dude, I will here.
Yep. Well, you'll come across some guys that are selling, but they're not really selling. I mean, yes, they're trying to make money, but they're also in it for, hey, they want other collectors to get stuff.
That's right.
It's like they're not in it for like, oh, I'm gonna jump the price up. Yeah.
There's so many guys because I mean, obviously, like. So a lot of the guys that we've talked to, they just like the fact that there's other people out there like them collecting, enjoying, loving the figure, and they're like, you know what, dude, they give us huge deals sometimes.
Yes.
And it's awesome because here's another thing: is they know that we're not just going to buy it and resell it.
Yep.
This isn't what we do.
We're not flipping. Nope.
No. We keep it. We enjoy it.
Yep.
We love it. We display it.
Yep.
When we can display it, because right now everything of mine is just in bins.
I know that's the thing. So Johnny used to live next door. He has a new house and he's getting it all set up. Yeah. So once it's done, it's going to be amazing. It is going to be sweet. And my wife has just talked to me and she said that room that I have in the basement here, I have an extra room. That's going to become my room.
Yep. He's allowed.
I'm allowed.
He's being allowed.
I'm being allowed. And here's the thing. She thinks it's goofy that I do this, but she is my biggest fan, I feel. I mean, because honestly, even at this toy show, she's like, yeah, man, go ahead, get some stuff, it was super cool. You know, it was great. So I'm gonna set that room up.
She smack talks a lot.
I think she does, but I think she doesn't mind. You know, because
She
it's
doesn't?
funny. A lot of people are like, "Oh, that's so cool," but she's the only one that's like, "No, it's not." You know, so yeah. You know, I let her collect stuff. Well, I let her. That's funny. Yeah. So Johnny. So here's the thing, though. So what Johnny did pick up some stuff that is not here right now. So
Yes,
if you want
I
to
did.
talk about it, because it was some cool, really cool stuff, dude.
Yeah. Actually, just real quick before we move on to what I got, one more thing with feature with these things, they make these toys so cool that, like, again, this is something to me. I'm an out of the box guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I get out of the box. This box is awesome.
I know, right? That's the thing.
It's so cool. And I was looking at these boxes when we were at the convention, at the toy show. And I was like, wow, they're so cool.
And Johnny, what's cool is
2024. Right?
That's exactly what they looked like when you got them.
Yeah.
In, was it
they're just all
1990,
detailed.
whatever. Yeah,
the color on them's great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just really cool.
I'll tell you right now, these things are just,
They look like
they're
they came
sick,
right out of the
dude.
ship.
Once I do pull one out, man, I'm going to definitely have to do a review on it. But I don't know. I mean, it just looks so daggum cool.
So, this was pretty much the big purchase that I had got, and $75 is what he had priced it for. I think I got it for $70. Was it?
Yep.
No, 65 maybe. See,
I think you're right. I think it was 65. It was.
maybe
I was like,
$10
holy
off.
cow, he gave it
Which
to
was
me.
awesome. Very sweet deal. I thought we shook hands on 70, and then he only charged me 65. And
It's because you were sitting there talking with him and finding out. So if you can't tell, this is a Monster High doll.
yes,
And honestly,
my very first Monster High purchase. It's not for me though.
right? But here's the thing: I knew that those were becoming big again, right? I didn't know it was that big. They're expensive.
No.
Holy
they
cow!
Are. And in fact, the first time I seen these things, I was the thought that was going through my head was, this is stupid. This is really dumb. I just thought it's another Barbie doll.
Yeah.
What they've done is they've just kind of thrown some monster makeup
Yeah.
on it, and now they're calling it like Monster High, and this is what they do. Well, here's the thing. What I've seen at the store is different than what what was at the store. So Monster High dolls today are very different looking than what Monster High dolls used to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And the Monster High dolls that I seen at the store 5 years ago, because my little one's 6.
Yeah.
So when I was going to the store shopping in the girl section, right, and you see all the different dolls, nothing really caught my eye. I thought everything was just kind of goofy looking. When I seen the Monster High dolls, they were no different. I just thought, oh, this is kind of goofy looking. Well, then I start talking with my girlfriend and find out that she was a huge Monster High doll collector.
Mm-hmm.
She has an enormous collection, a massive. It's an impressive collection of Monster High dolls.
Are they in the box or are they all loose?
They're all loose because she played with them, which is
still cool.
Yeah, from a value perspective, obviously it diminishes the value a lot, but I think you appreciate it more knowing that, like, all these dolls. I mean, she's got over 100 dolls, it seems.
That's crazy.
And
dude.
yeah, just knowing that she loved them, she played with them, it's really cool. So to me, they looked a lot different than the ones in the store. So those of you out there right now that know what I'm talking about, you know that Monster High dolls used to be made very different. They were made different. So anyways, I guess what they've done, from my understanding, because I still don't know much about Monster High dolls, what they've done is their Monster High dolls are kind of doing a comeback where they're remaking some dolls, or not remaking them, they're just making new dolls, and some of their series are made just like they used to make them when they did their initial
what's
launch.
the difference?
To me, honestly, like, there's a lot of differences, and my girlfriend was kind of pointing out a lot of the differences. And when you hold a new doll next to an old doll, honestly, it's almost like night and day once you really start looking at the detail. Detail's a big difference. Nowadays, they just kind of look chubbier.
That was about to ask. Doesn't the head look way different than
They
the
do.
original?
Yeah, they do. I've heard some people say that they look retarded now. I've heard
I think the only person I heard say that was Johnny.
No, the guy that I got
that's
this
right,
from.
that's
He,
right.
That's what he told me. He was like, "Let me tell you something." He's like, "The dolls now, they just they kind of look retarded."
Then we looked at him and it was like,
So-
he's kind of right. They do look goofy.
Yeah,
they look really goofy.
they're different looking. I don't know. There's just a lot of them. They're slimmer, slicker looking. Most definitely the original ones. The eyes look different. Feet look different. The accessories are totally different. The detail in them. There's a lot more detail in them. So I've grown to appreciate these Monster High dolls a lot more than I like to admit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all due to my girlfriend, who's kind of turned me on to them. But again, I would never buy them for my own collection, have any for my own collection.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I would rather just sit back and enjoy. This is for her. She's been wanting a Monster High doll, and when I told her that I seen the Creature from the Black Lagoon, she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." I'm hoping she likes it. I haven't given it to her yet, so
Yeah, because right now it's October and this is a Christmas gift.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a Christmas gift. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a Christmas gift.
The thing that they're super cool. I mean, I knew about them because my sisters had them back in the day. My daughters, who are now older, had them back in the day.
Now, when your daughter had them, though, when your daughters had them, did they have like the original ones, or did they have these new? Because I don't know when. See, I'm not sure when the new series they kind of made the huge change.
I think the huge change has been in the last several years.
Okay.
And my daughters had them, early
Prior.
2000s, between 2005 and 2010.
You guys still got the dolls?
No.
Sasha got rid of them. You got rid of them?
Yeah, dude, we had so many toys. I mean, these girls, they collected My Little Pet Shop. Well, what even collecting?
Don't ever get rid of your toys.
I know. I wish I still had them. After seeing the prices on these things, here's the thing. I still know about the girls' toys because my sisters had these Rainbow Brights. They're making a comeback. My Little Ponies, all that stuff. And there's some people that go over the top. They call them bronies. I think that's a little over the top.
What is it, bronies? What does that
Bronies.
mean?
They're just really into this My Little Pony. They go to
Oh,
there's
my goodness.
pony conventions. They dress up like them, and
Okay.
it gets a little bad.
Got
But
it.
it's really cool. These girls' toys, they have history too, man. It's
No,
this is really neat.
it's
though.
cool. They're all Mattel, right? I think.
Right, is that yeah.
So this is Mattel. So I'm not really sure if this is considered like the special limited series, but I do know that they are priced higher than your normal dolls that you're gonna see. From my understanding, when I talked to the vendor, who predominantly sells Monster High dolls, this is his livelihood. Most people, this is what he had told me. Most people, when they're buying these dolls, when these special editions drop, they buy straight from Mattel. So they'll buy it straight from Mattel. They'll sell out.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they do is they double the price when
Yeah.
they go to
Scalp
conventions,
'em.
when they go to these toys. But you're either going to pay it or you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Because if Mattel sells out, Mattel sells out unless they do a reissue.
Didn't your girlfriend try to order some online and they they were gone? And
I can't remember. I think
she was. I remember you talking to her.
she did.
There
She
were
said
some.
something like that.
It was Gremlin. It was a Gremlin one.
That's right. And the Gremlin one is very cool. And those
It's
of you
very
out there-
expensive, too,
It
isn't it?
is. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
There's a Gremlin series of the Monster High doll. If you get a chance, look it up. It's very neat, very cool, very detailed, and it's one of the. It's a new Monster High doll, but it's made to look like their original dolls.
Yep.
I
like the way that they went to
Yeah.
the original sculpts. It's just this thing is the box itself
we'll-
is really cool.
Go ahead and open it up. Yeah, the box is awesome. This is the doll.
This is called a Skelector or something like that. This is a collector.
So this must be one of their. This is
one of their collecting editions ones.
Okay, so this is definitely one of their collector series
Let me
editions,
see if I can.
but it's worth it
Can you get the
with the glare.
glare tough?
Sure, yeah, we can kind of do it. We still got some glare here. That's okay.
Might be hard to get all that glare off there. That's so
Yeah.
shiny.
It is.
But
Anyways, you guys.
oh, that's good right there. You can see right
Is
there.
that cool?
Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's displayed really well. At the top, it looks like she's right underneath a ship, or a boat. It looks like a little boat. So,
She comes with a stand too, huh?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, she comes with the stand. You can see her legs are so cool. Look at
Yep.
they're. They look like a creature's leg should look like.
They look like flippers, man. That thing is...
It's neat.
The detail... I can see why they call us the collector one, because look at the detail in the face.
I know.
I mean, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Kind of looks like Shape of Water almost.
Oh, yeah, that movie. I remember that movie.
Yeah. But it's just neat. It's very neat, especially for, like, a girl nowadays, little girl that wants to play with a doll. Give her this doll.
Not this exact one, because it's going to cost you a lot.
Well, still, hey, I'd rather have my little one playing with a cool doll like this, especially that takes place of one of the Universal monsters.
Well, they make them for those too, though. Don't
Yes,
I mean, that's the thing. I guess Monster High is going in every avenue, man.
They all have names too. These dolls do. If my girlfriend was here, she could tell you so much more about it.
Well, we'll have to see your collection, dude. I actually would really like to check that out and see. I mean, it interests me because it is a figure. It's a toy, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to read here.
12.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Her name, typically, they all have names, though.
Yeah.
So this particular doll is named. I just don't know where her name's at.
Yeah,
there's going to be somebody that's like, her name's this.
Yeah, I know. Yep. But it's super cool.
Yeah, very neat.
Look at the display box, though. I mean, that's why this is so cool, because the box itself is amazing looking. You know, I don't know. Even looking at it, I don't know if I'd ever open it up. To be honest with you,
I think it's cool. I would open it up. I'd display it next to all my other high dolls that I had if I collected them. Obviously, I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't ever plan to collect these. But yeah.
I mean, it's cool that your girlfriend kind of is into that stuff, because that's high end now. Like, Monster High made a comeback.
How much did you spend?
I only spent $60.
So this one fig, I spent more than that.
Yeah.
And I would much rather have all of those. But
hold on a second though. This is actually a gift for his girl, which is an amazing gift. So she's gonna be super happy. It was worth it, because now, I mean, that's a big thing. That could be her big gift. You know, I know you're gonna get her like a bunch of other little stuff, but she's gonna go ape crap over that.
She'll like it.
Yeah.
I also purchased a couple other figs. One of her favorite little I don't even know what you would call him. He's kind of like a mascot. Is Eddie from what band is that? It's they're still together. Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, Iron Maiden.
Right, Eddie. It's Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Iron Maiden has a mascot, Eddie, and toy buffs everywhere know that they make some sweet Eddie figures. McFarlane especially makes some awesome stuff with Eddie. 2024, there was a drop for Rob Zombie fig, an Eddie fig, and an Alice Cooper fig, I believe. Right?
I think so.
Yeah. There's more too, but I was looking for these for the 2024 drop. They're back at my house now, boxed away. So you're not going to see them until we probably do like a whole reveal video for my room that I've got going on. But anyways, it's the 2024 Eddie that I had purchased, and I bought it for my girlfriend, and then I had bought her and I both the Rob Zombie.
That's a cool figure. Yeah. I mean, anybody out there that collects and knows McFarlane knows the detail on these things. That figure looked super cool. All of them, cool. All three of them look really good.
It's cool. I honestly, I was hoping that it was going to look a little bit better. And I'm not sure again if there was a different series. If he had like, because you know how sometimes they'll drop and you'll have like the smaller series. You'll have the smaller figures. And then you'll have the little bit larger that are a little bit more like ornate. They have more points.
More points of articulation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one doesn't have too many points of articulation. The details mediocre for a McFarlane fig, at least in my opinion. So I still like them. It's cool. We'll display them. But if I can get a cooler Rob Zombie, a cooler Eddie, I would rather have something a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, I'm sure you look around, you'll find something, you know. I mean, that's another thing, too. Is like, I don't know, are they, with it being 2024, everything's so expensive, are they kind of skipping out on some stuff to save some money on some of these sculpts.
I do know, yeah, some of them are because I collect the Dragon series and McFarlane's new Dragon series. They like skipped out on a bunch of the paint.
Oh, I remember you talking about
on one of
that.
the bases. It was like the base is like completely gray, and there's so much cool detail in the base. If you look, there's like skulls and bones and steps and why skip out on painting all that? I get it. That's I understand why, and it saves you a ton of money. But for us, for the collectors, you did it before. Keep it going.
Well, they did that. So here's a little history. So G.I. Joe back in the day, the original G.I. Joes that came out.
Yeah.
They had several of them, and they're like, listen, it's too much money. We got to either get rid of one or figure out what we're going to do, to save some money. So what they did was they took out all the paint on one of their characters.
Really?
Took all the paint off. And that character is the most popular character that they've ever made, and it's Snake Eyes. The reason why he's all black is because they took off any paint app that they were going to put on there, and he became all black. And that they saved a ton of money. They're able to put paint apps on everything else.
And now because he's abnormal, he's highly sought after.
Oh, well, just his character alone, right? Like from the cartoons, he was a ninja and all this stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, it's funny that sometimes they do some stuff right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, yeah. So basically, that is what I had for the haul. Johnny had, I wish he had his figures here so he could show you. You'll see them. I know it, but it was a good time. It was a real good time.
Yeah, man.
And I'm glad that we got a chance. This haul video became more of almost like a podcast kind of vlog thing. We just started talking. Yeah. We like to talk about the toys, man.
We do.
So
well, and for those out there watching, the very few out there watching, they got a little bit of history on the Lego in case they didn't know. Monster High Doll, which none of us really knew until recently. A lot of them. The shark. What is the shark? Street Sharks?
Street Sharks, man. Yeah, Street Sharks. But I mean, that's what was so cool, though. Again, I want to reiterate that going there and just learning some history on this stuff because, I love watching that toy history.
Yes, the Toys That Made Us.
Yes.
I still haven't seen it. I want to watch it.
Johnny, you're gonna love it, and they're coming out with another season.
That's cool.
2 more seasons actually. But hearing about it though, like finding out that every time I saw those Legos, those minifigs, I thought that they were part of Lego.
I did too.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were all. I was like, wow, Lego's killing it.
Remember we've been seeing them at these conventions. We're like, whoa, look at all these
Comic-Con,
Legos.
the Comic-Con, they had. I mean, the amount that they had. This whole booth was. There had to have been a million of them.
Real quick, so touching on the Lego. Correct me if I'm wrong. They lost like their patent or something, right?
At one point, if I'm not mistaken, at one point they lost their patent. But this was years ago.
But it's opened the door, and now people are able to do this because they weren't able to do it before.
You're right.
Now they can make the same, pretty much essentially the same figures that Legos are making. It's just you don't actually have the brand Lego slapped on it. Because it's another brand.
And you can, I don't know, the thing is, I'm not too, if you look in the back of the legs there, see there's holes, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, if the other Legos have
I mean, maybe because the bodies look identical.
Yeah.
It's almost like
and it works with your other Legos too. Yeah. So you can take this Michael Myers and you can put him in any of your Lego sets and he'll fit in, he'll work with your other Lego sets.
See, and that's the thing, I'd have to look at, let me look at this damn box.
Yeah. So if your kids have like a whole ninja set, drop a Xenomorph in your kids' ninja set.
I don't want to open this up, but I'll tell you right now, the body and everything looks identical.
Yeah. From what the guy was telling us that
they lost it, so anyone can make these now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it was really cool to learn all that stuff.
Yeah, we had fun.
A lot of fun.
If you haven't been to a toy show, go to a toy show.
We're definitely going again.
Yes.
And then there's some places here that we definitely need to check out. I know we've been there before, but I would like to go and film Nerd Out. Yeah. That's a store that you see check them out on Instagram if you haven't. They're great. They're down. I forgot where they're at. They're down near Detroit.
Yeah, you're saying.
And want to check that place out. They got some cool stuff. Yeah. But yeah, we gotta.
We want to go back to some of our old. Our old places that we used to go, and Matt and I have been kind of out of the game for about a year. So hopefully from here on out, we're gonna try to
Yeah. Well, because we definitely have Christmas Eve. One of our videos was from last year. We went right down the store, there and back again.
There and back again, that's right.
And we're going to do that again this year.
Probably getting some figs this year.
You know, definitely. Because I've seen some up there that I'm going to be going after.
Yeah.
But if you made it this far, we appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everyone. You know, we're just normal guys that just like to collect the figs and have a good time doing it. So, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, look out. Don't get any of the if you decide to get some Monster High dolls, don't get the retarded ones.
Yeah, don't do that because they do. They look okay. All right, you guys. Thank you.